Start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we begin with a roll call, please?
Ethan Maple,
Present.
Ryan Hartley,
Here.
Bill Niemeyer,
Here.
Chad Melinda,
Here.
Terry Reed. Here.
All right, first thing on the agenda is claims 2.1, approval of APVs 28752 through 28810.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve APVs number 28752 through 28810 as provided in our backup materials.
I'll second that motion.
Fine motions.
Thank you.
So we got a first by Ethan, second by Bill. Are there any further conversations? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passed. Next, 3 is the adoption of minutes. The adoption of town council minutes from February 4th, 2026.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the town council minutes from February 4th, 2026.
I'll second.
Motion made by Ryan, seconded by Terry. Are there any additions or deletions that need to be made? Any conversation? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that bill passes. We leave space on our agenda for public comments, 3 minutes time limit for anything that is on the agenda. So on the agenda only. If you're interested, you can walk up to our podium so that they can hear what we're all saying. And we can go from there. All right, no takers. Moving on to old business. Ordinance staggering terms of office for town council members. Zach, you want to start us out here?
Council Hart has been kind enough to connect me with your county clerk, Ms. Paul Green. I have not heard back from her on her initial email. She's going to pull some guidebooks of what she said and try to provide a little bit more guidance, but that's where we're at the moment.
I actually spoke with Representative Ethan Lawson yesterday. I had spoken with him last year about staggering the election cycle, which he supports. He contacted me about House Bill 1055. This is a bill that he's co-authored. As it reads now, the bill allows cities or towns with a population of 10,000 or more to pass an ordinance to opt out of the bill and continue with 2027 election or odd years. If they don't do that, they move to even years. So all the towns with a population of under 10,000 automatically have to move to elections to even years. He has asked the state election office to clarify with this bill how the staggered terms would work for us as written. So in a perfect world, this would stagger our elections to 2830. He should know more by the end of next week on how this plays out. As you all know, we don't have to do any act right now. This is something we need to act on by the end of the year. But let's see how House Bill 1055 plays out and the information that Representative Lawson gets for us, and see if this helps us, because the way I look at it now, if this goes through and this plays in our favor, we can do the elections in 2830. This allows us to not have to hold a special election, which is what we're going for. So I say we sit on this, see how it plays out, and go from there.
Does anybody want to make a motion to table this until further information?
I'll make a motion that we table this item pending further information.
I'll second.
Such a good motion.
It is a great motion.
An outstanding motion made by Bill and seconded by Ryan. Is there any further discussion?
I'd like to rephrase my motion. I would like to implore us to continue this pending further information.
This happens all the time.
Remains good of memory.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Awesome. That is tabled. On to new business, and I will turn the floor over to Chief Ely.
I like nights like these. Our officers look so good.
So look at them.
Officer Lindsay brings a wealth of experience to the Newcastle Police Department, beginning with his service as a veteran of the U.S. Army. Their law enforcement career spans a decade, including 5 years with the Orlando Police Department and 5 years with the Greenwood Police Department. Beyond his professional credentials, Officer Lindsay is deeply invested in the local community. He resides in New Palestine with his wife and 2 children, both of whom are students in the New Palestine school system. His transition to the department highlights his commitment to protecting the community where his family lives and grows. We are honored to have Officer Albert join our ranks. So if I get Vaughn come up here and we'll start him.
We'll do the oath of office at the time to a search, so bear with us. I, Roger Lindsay,
I, Roger Lindsay,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will at all times
that I will at all times
protect life and property,
protect life and property,
abide by the policies and regulations
abide by the policies and regulations
established by the town of New Palestine,
established by the town of New Palestine,
the department,
the department,
the laws and constitution of the state of Indiana,
the laws and constitution of the state of Indiana,
and the constitution of the United States of America.
and the constitution of the United States of America.
I shall speak the truth at all times,
I shall speak the truth at all times,
whether under oath or not,
whether under oath or not,
and shall endeavor to ensure
and shall endeavor to ensure
equal justice for all
equal justice for all
in the performance of my duties
in the performance of my duties
without prejudice.
without prejudice.
I shall act with impartiality
I shall act with impartiality
towards all
towards all
and respect the rights of others
and respect the rights of others
at all times.
at all times.
I shall do my utmost
I shall do my utmost
to be a credit to the community
to be a credit to the community
for which I serve.
for which I serve.
So,
So help me God.
Officer Lindsay's gonna have his daughter come up and put his name.
this is always so cool.
You can stick him. You
Just
can
go hard.
You can stick him once if you want.
Hard and deep. That's what it is.
Good job, girls.
Officer Lindsay, we want to shake your
Yeah,
hand.
we want to shake your hand.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Nice job.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Well,
That's
thank you
always
very
so
much.
exciting.
Appreciate it.
Wish we could give you Orlando weather.
Kind of did today.
Kind of did today.
That's what we got.
That's all we got.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting.
You want to go
And
take a picture with all the guys?
feel free if
Make
you
the-
guys want to run
I
out.
will
I
talk
know
to
this is
you.
very exciting information. Come on.
For the evening.
We'll be back. Perfect. All right. Well,
I need
if you
to
don't
go
want to stay for the whole thing, you are not
Take the family. for a
obligated to
picture.
stay there. But got pictures?
Yeah.
Take family.
Okay, cool.
They're not inviting you.
I didn't think I was going to get invited, but I was hoping
I
that I
understand.
would get access to the speed limit sign.
That's
Which
where's
I don't
that?
think I will. Moving on to 6.2, Town Center Project LOI and ratio contract.
I think we're still in the process of working some things out, so I would recommend we keep this in old. We can just move it to old business, but we're going to continue working on that as a team.
Correct.
Any objections to tabling that? All right, we will table 6.2 for next meeting. Moving on to 6.3, Community Service Donation, Zoe's Place Child Advocacy Center.
That was me. I wanted to talk about the budget that we had this year for donations. We had 6,000 budgeted for community support. We had 7,500 for community events and outreach. And we need to decide how we're going, or who we're going to donate to. In the past, we've donated to Zoe's Place, the Hancock County Senior Services, Meals on Wheels, and New Cal Main Street. And in 2024 and 2025, we donated the same amounts for each of those years. It was 1,500 for the Hancock County Senior Services and Zoe's, and then 3,000 for New Pal Main Street. So we just again need to find out who we're going to donate to and how much. We're discussing.
How much did we donate to Main Street?
3,000 for 2024 and 2025.
So are we on a time crunch? Is there something time sensitive related to this?
I attached in there, it was a letter from Zoe's Place asking or saying if we were going to contribute some type of donation, and the amount that they included was 1,500. So we have received that correspondence from them, but we haven't really discussed the donation any further.
They sent us a letter requesting that,
There's
or just acknowledging that that's what we've done in the past? Like a tax document. Thank you for your donation. We appreciate it. As a reminder, we want it more.
Yes.
I send those letters. I get it.
And for Summerfest, they start planning now, and, you know, letting these people know what we're going to send them might be helpful for them.
My only comment related to timing, or my question related to timing, was, you know, with this item on our budget, you know, does council want to consider or do a little bit of research into other organizations that may benefit? Zoe's Place is an absolute blessing to our community. They work well with our police. They meet the needs of families and individuals, especially children, in some of the most despicable and desperate moments of their life. And so I have no problem supporting organizations that directly support our community. But my curiosity is, are there others that we'd want to consider? And I don't have that information right in front of me tonight. And so I would wonder if that's something we could take up at our next meeting.
Well, let me ask, the 1,500 was to Zoe's Place, and the other 1,500, was that to Hancock County Senior Services?
Yes.
And there's, in our budget, we've got two pools of money.
Yeah.
Could we go over those again?
Yeah, 6,000 for community support and 7,500 for community events and outreach.
What did the 7,500 go to last year? Did we use that at all?
I think that's what we talked about the last year when we talked about these topics before.
You raised it.
We raised it to allow for continuation of what we were doing then, but to create a different pool of money that would allow us to ad hoc, if you will, or explore other opportunities to increase our outreach.
Have we received any letters from anybody else requesting donations?
Not that I'm aware of, just the Zoe's Place, and that's what kind of spurred the topic to be added to the next.
And it's pretty early in the year, generally, you know, come early summer, you get some more requests.
And
I appreciate Ethan's thoughts, but I like to throw something out because I do kind of like the idea. You don't have to go a wholesale change 100%. And, you know, I think Ethan is way too modest. He won't bring this up, but I will. I would like for us to consider giving 3,000 to Main Street, 1,500 to Zoe's Place, and the other 1,500 we kind of cycle it. And I think that I would like to support the Comfort House. And that is a house for folks that don't have permanent residence. That's transitional. It's temporary, but it fills a need that is so desperately there. And there could be 100 of them and it would be full. So, and again, I know that you weren't going to bring that up, but I will, because I think that that's a notable charity. And then again, each year maybe we consider different charities. You don't always have to give to the same, but I certainly continue supporting Main Street and Zoe's Place at the levels we did prior years. Makes sense, but I like the idea of adding in someone new as well. So I'll make that motion.
I'm fine with that.
Does it die for lack of a second?
Well, who was the third one again? Can you say it again?
It's-
Comfort House?
Comfort House.
I'll second that.
All right. motion made by Bill to donate $1,500 to Zoe's Place, $1,500 to Comfort House, and $3,000 to Main Street. And it was seconded by Ryan. Further conversation?
I would just ask for a friendly amendment that maybe those get separated out into individual donations. Can we separate them into 3 motions or even 2 motions? But when it comes to the Comfort House, because of my connection to that, I would abstain from that vote.
Just abstain completely and it'll be okay. It'll be 4-1.
Well, it won't be 1. It'll be abstain. I'm not voting against.
4-0-0-0-1 or whatever.
Well, the same. I'm okay with
Well, I
that.
think
I want to go on record saying that I certainly do.
Let me amend my motion, because certainly I don't want to preclude you from being
Well,
able to.
before you go there,
Yeah.
I know the executive director of Zoe's Place. I think she's a fabulous person. Make sure that got on the record. But it's also my wife too. So understanding what Ethan is talking about, like I think when we live in a town and are as involved as we all are, there's going to be those conflicts of interest, if you will. But I think even if you or I abstain, right, it still can hit a majority and go without breaking it up if we will. If not, then maybe we need to look to break it up.
I'm fine. I would just in the midst of the minutes express my support for Main Street and Zoe's Place, but will be abstaining due to the involvement of the Comfort House in the motion.
Okay,
Understood? Okay.
but if there's a preference to have 3 motions, I can probably make 3 motions. But I don't think it's necessary.
I don't have a preference. All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone who wants to abstain,
Me.
me as well. The motion still passes, even though Ethan and I still support all 3 of those great organizations.
And I apologize, I wasn't trying to put you guys on a
100%.
con.
No, it's fine. It's
I
gonna
appreciate it.
happen. The exciting part though is we still have a different pool of money earmarked for additional things that we may see fit. If anybody here or in the community thinks that we should support or could support, please bring that to us, obviously ahead of time, so we can read through it and do all of our due diligence. We'd really appreciate that. All right, moving on to the pub. Mark and Penny Hildebrandt.
Is that where we're moving on to the pub? Like, are we relocating?
Moving to the pub?
Well, we're going to do some things first, but then we'll.
Okay.
Hi, Mark.
I need it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's that time of year again.
Yes.
Penny Hildebrandt, Mark Hildebrandt, the new health hub. We're asking, again, last year we did a second house party, a tent party. So we're coming back to ask for permission again, a little more time, to actually a little better this year, a little better. Last year we didn't have any complaints, doesn't mean we won't, but we hope to continue to make it better and safer. Mark gave you guys a drawn out map, and we've already asked the ATC, alcohol tobacco commission for permission. It has already been approved through them. This will be roped off at the back of the parking lot, if you guys can see where we sit, our house sits there. The tent will be 40 by 40, I believe, in the back. All this will be roped off where no cars can get to it. And it's also safe for our patrons there to go wait in and all be roped off. I don't know, I did have a question what the city ordinance is for employees. I believe it's 10 or 11. And so, of course, we're aware that we are surrounded by homes. I want to say it was 11 last year, I don't remember, but we stopped at 10 o'clock. I feel like that is reasonable. If it's not, we don't have a problem with going any earlier. And the neighbors kind of enjoyed it last year, as we are going to this year. We are staffing, we have 16 people on staff that night, just to make sure that there was people in the parking lot, picking up trash, and making sure that it gets out of control. Mark and I are there the whole time. We do not leave. We're there open and close that day and make sure that everything the way it's supposed to go. Don't have a problem with getting security if we need to.
I made a little,
Just my little notes, we will, it'll be between 11 and over, at the door, after certain time. We still want people to be able to come in and have dinner, of course, you know, that's, you know, around the band outside. We have music and karaoke, as well. And so, like I said, everybody will be 21, and we always check out, even though we are over 21, they still have the ID. I think that kind of covers everything.
So you guys are asking approval
Yes,
to
to have it, yeah.
to have this once again, and you already have approval from, this is ATC.
ATC.
Yep.
We make sure we recover our insurance as well, for extended parking lot.
Chief, any issues with that 10 o'clock?
So what are we approving? Does it require approval, or is this just them being super sweet and making sure that we're on board and all?
never been told that.
And maybe the live band outside might need approval.
Has anything changed from last year? This looks exactly like last year.
No,
Values are a little bit different on this one.
Ask for the date.
last week park cars on the back side of the tent, just to make sure that when they drive through there,
Mhm.
they're just completely roughed off.
And are you gonna have people out there help assisting with parking?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And we, just like last year, we told them, you know, we utilize this parking under here, the public park. We were going to do our golf cart, make sure insurance is not gonna allow that, in case something happens. And so, on social media, we do around to make sure that everybody knows there is a, you know, other parking as well. We didn't have a problem with it last year, but, you know, I don't know how it's gonna be.
Is there a capacity or a shut off for this? You guys have an idea?
Inside, there's a capacity, but outside,
Not on the outside. Maybe eight on the inside, I believe. And we still close down at 12 o'clock, because, you know, we go inside, but we still are closed by 12 o'clock.
What is
I went
the-
last year. I think it was a great time. Is there any issues with the parking? I mean, I don't think we're using it on Saturday at that time.
What is the date of the event?
I can get you a copy of this, but
Okay.
it's Saturday, March 14th.
Okay.
Well, and I'll say this, the fact that we don't have anybody here this evening to speak against it speaks volume. Because there were several households very, very, very close to the pub who for years had nothing but complaints and problems with the pub. And I think it was last year, Eric Kropp was here to speak in favor of this, which just speaks volumes of the change and how well you're working with the neighbors. Because we haven't had a complaint since you've taken over. So needless to say, I'm 100% in favor of this.
We've been talking to the neighbors as well. We already passed over 3 of them, but not everybody's been home, and we're trying to reach them as well. So we'll make sure that everybody's aware.
I'll make a motion, we allow the pub to have their St. Patty's Day party on March 14th, Saturday.
I'll second.
Motion made by Ryan, seconded by Terry. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
Works.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to continued council conversations. We've got 2 that we've been talking about the past couple of weeks. First one's employee evaluations. I didn't see any further pushback on any of that. I think what we talked about was creating kind of a standard on how to do that. I think what makes sense to me is May and November. I think it kind of gets before the holiday timeframe. We can pick dates. The 15th usually is easy, but I don't have passion one way or the other. So I kind of would open it to council and department heads of what they think.
The only thing that I would ask of our department heads and the rhythm is May the right time prior to budgeting?
That's fine.
Does that give you enough time to say,
An evaluative period before you have to have your
'Cause really
numbers
the-
in, or close enough to your numbers?
I would say yes. Like I said, I evaluate.
Yeah.
We have conversations on May, it's not a problem for us. I don't know if Jim
Because you have departments submit their budgets what month?
July is when we start budgeting.
So
So we
what we-
have to have June finished up in order to know what we, where we are at
Yeah.
6 months. So,
Sorry. I think what Ethan's getting to is we've talked a lot about merit, tying this to merit increases, right? And the best way to do that is you'd almost end it, you know what I mean? And we can decide what's a mid-year and what's end of year, or however we want to do it, or the mid-year can drive that conversation, I think is what you're getting to is if we did the mid-year or we considered this the end of year review and tied that to merit increases, is that enough time before budgets have to be
Yes.
presented and approved? Is that kind of where you're going?
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not too soon or too late to be considered in a reasonable amount of time for our budgeting cycle, because I think that's part of the conversation is
Which
the,
is
the work
June.
and the conversations you guys do.
Which is usually June, right?
we start in July on budgets.
So if we were good.
So I think
I'm not
that's
opposed.
perfectly fine.
I think the other thing that I would ask is that we share those with the council so that we can keep track of it. I think the exciting part there is to see who's doing really well, to see who may need some help from us. I don't know if we want to designate a way to do that. We can talk through that again. It doesn't have to be anything, but if everybody's good with the form, we can, say, okay, here's the form we're going to use. If there needs to be additions or subtractions made, I don't think anybody's opposed to working as a group to do that. I think we've done really well with that already.
Yeah.
Personally, I think, we talk on a daily basis, and if there's something that's not going well, we adjust it as we go along. So an evaluation, in my opinion, for my team is more of a, just a piece of paper to note it on. But other than that,
It's always good till it goes bad, and then when it goes bad,
Yeah, paper
it's
trail.
like, well, have you talked to them about this before? We're not probably as corporate as I'm used to, but usually there has to be a paper trail for that. But the other thing is like acknowledging people who are doing really well as well, right? And then also providing room for improvement and goals. I think it's an awesome opportunity to reflect on their performance. There's a lot more to it, but
that's the most important.
yeah. I think the other thing is as we're going through this, like letting the employees know, like, hey, we're open to feedback on the form. Do they feel comfortable providing? Because I think in the form, there's a piece for them to put remarks at the end. And if not, like, do they want to meet with us? What's that look like? I don't foresee that being an issue, but just opening that up as well.
Well, my assumption that it would almost fall under the council's responsibility for the evaluation for Jim, right?
Yeah, I mean, really for department heads other than Yvonne, because everybody gets to vote on Yvonne.
Yeah, but I know that Jim speaks to some of that as well. So does Jim? I'm just curious, chart wise, Mr. Corporate. Does Jim do the evaluations for department heads, and Jim's evaluation is our responsibility, or is all department heads our responsibility?
I would assume that all department heads are our responsibility.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I don't
everyone's on
think,
the same
I think
page.
we've talked about this before of having a clear org chart of how that works out.
Clear as mud. Got it. Okay.
Are you looking to Zach?
No,
No, he's looking.
I'm
looking.
thinking-
I would
thinking-
interpret who he's looking toward, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking and asking for help, but yeah, I mean, in my eyes, I think it would get muddy if you say, I mean, these are all of our employees, but I'm just going to use names. Hey, Chief has a different skill set than Jim. If Jim is saying, hey, is it a conflict if he's evaluating? If
Don't overthink it.
I promise you, Chief has a different skill set than me too.
I agree. I'm saying, is it too much? I just think department heads we can do.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I
Between
just
us,
wanted
I'm
to
not worried
be
about it.
when we're talking about this. I just want to have some plan
Yeah.
so that everybody knows who's evaluating whom.
Evaluation.
Ethan's going to do the initial evaluations.
I got y'all.
on department heads, and that'll be exciting.
I can't be bought. So let's have conversations.
If you give him access to the speed sign without me,
100%. Who does have access to the speed?
Street department.
Actually.
everybody.
I just know,
Just Jay.
for
Jay.
Just one?
It's just Jay.
There needs to be accountability there. I'm happy to serve as an accountability partner.
Yeah.
for the,
For the speed
for
sign.
the record, I've said this before, under no circumstances should I have access to the sign.
Duly noted.
Yeah, we know that. All right. So I think that's a good framework to get going, and we can obviously adjust if we need to.
All right.
All right, moving on to employee benefits. Ryan?
Does everybody still have their handouts I gave them last meeting?
Yes, sir.
Did everybody have a chance to look at? So I'll just kind of go over some of the information I shared with you and kind of my thought process on it. In the past, I've worked at, I've been employed at places that gave me an annual clothing allowance. It's not much. To me, it meant a lot though. When I worked for the city of Greenfield, I had one. I worked outside, worked at the sewer plant, worked out on the road. I got $75. I believe it was $75 a year back then. It was a long time ago. But as somebody who works outside, at the highway department when I was out on the paver, I would go through a pair of boots every year. You go through bibs, Carhartts, coats, all kinds of stuff. I think it would be a very small cost on the town side to give some sort of clothing allowance that would be reimbursable by a receipt that was turned in to put towards if the street guys or sewer guys or basically any full-time employee. And here's where I had some time to think about this in between. I guess you could do some kind of allowance for a part-time employee too. My kind of ultimate goal here, looking towards the future, is once we get a logo, if we ever get one, is to take that logo and let the town employees wear a polo or a t-shirt with that town logo on it. And my kind of thought process behind this is if you give the employees this little bit of a bonus in my mind, because you have to go buy a $100 coat to stand outside to do your job. Getting $75 of that back means something. But if everybody ends up wearing these shirts with the town logos on them, and while they're out in town working or talking to people or however that may be, I think that's a good look on the town. Even if the ladies in the office are wearing a polo with the town logo on it, I think that's a good look. But to be able to give them the opportunity to give them a little allowance to do that, I like the idea of it. The amount can change. I know it's a little extra work on Yvonne's part or Jenny's part to have an employee turn in a receipt and say, okay, you bought a pair of work boots this year. We're going to reimburse you $75 of that. We can talk about the difficulties on that. I know I don't think she's real excited about that, but that.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because one
We did
receipt-
not doubt you were going to.
one
Go ahead.
APB. I mean, it just takes a bunch of time. So in that case, if that's how you want to do it, I would say buy a box of polos and give everybody a polo, and that's one receipt and we're good, right? And if you want to do specific for the job clothing, I get that. But can we, in that case, do it in 1 month of the year so we get all the receipts at the same general time so that we can
Would it
process
be
it?
easier if we just made the purchase?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask some clarifying questions. The one piece is 75 per person. I think it's going to be different depending on what your job is, right? So
Well, that's why I did an amount, because maybe you need a coat this year, but I don't. Or
I
maybe
would
you
say,
know what I mean?
yeah, I would say to me, it would be like, okay, if you're, office staff and we can designate who's office staff and who's not, I think it's pretty easy. The police department's already covered, so I don't think there's anything we need to do there. We could say, hey, everybody, every employee gets a polo or t-shirt or one of each every year. right? And then that way they can build their wardrobe the longer they're here. We could change colors, and that way we can start with yellow because it's my favorite color. It's the only one I can see. But like Kyle, Steve, for you guys, do we cover anything right now? I should know this, but I don't. Yep.
And I'm sure we buy your PPE, you know?
No, I mean,
We don't provide you a safety vest or gloves or anything?
I buy a situation order. I mean,
Yeah.
we order
Yeah, so it's covered already.
So it's covered.
So we pay.
The town pays for it though. Yeah.
We get that, I do the same thing with the street, if I think he needs a
Coat.
new, retro reflective jacket, I'll just go over and get it, you know. Kinda play by what he needs, you know.
We don't have like a shoe allowance or, we buy our, like, Carhartts, we buy our own, mud boots or, you know, waterproof shoes, we buy our own.
Well, and I hear what Ryan's saying, and Yvonne's gonna call me reckless, but I'm inclined to do both. I think that the town should order, whether it's t-shirts, polos, sweatshirts, something with the logo, whatever that logo may be, so that everybody that works here has something. And then I'm in favor of the $75 allowance on top of that, because, and there may be people that don't use it, but if you need a pair of steel toe boots or a different set of gloves or whatever, I think the town should reimburse for that, and happy to do so.
I don't think we need to reimburse for it though.
You saying
They can
we,
just
we
order
would
it.
pay for it
Yeah.
and the town would pay for it? Yeah, and if that's the way that is
And for the
worked
s-
without problem, then fantastic.
And for the swag, which I'm all about,
Let's order
I mean,
it.
the swag is like order it one time, get one bill, do it one time, boom.
And everybody should have that.
Yeah, and we should have some t-shirts or something for all the volunteers for the police golf fundraiser. So this would kind of go right along with that. But doing it individually, I'm not a big fan of, and doing reimbursements, I'm not a big fan of. I'd rather than say, hey, in this month of the year, you get a 75% stipend, use it for, you know, this or that. Or simply say, hey, when we need it, the department head can, you know,
Just
order
get
it. I mean,
Be easier to just do a stipend for them.
Is it easier just to like like you said, give them that stipend on a given month?
Yeah.
And say, this is your $75. Go buy your clothes.
I don't care, yeah, I mean, if they don't need to spend it, they don't need to spend it, but if that, I like them to have that opportunity. However, we can work this out. These are all just hypothetical, like, these are all just ideas, right? How can we make things a little better? How can we give back to the employees a little bit? But without the employees, we have nothing, right? And these are little things, you know, if you did $75 by 10 people, I mean, that's not a lot of money, you know what I mean? And you're invested in your employee, you're helping out a little bit. So however we can work this out, you know, whether we buy them a coat, whether we say, okay, you have up to $100 to spend on a coat, we'll buy you a coat. However we do that, we can figure out the language on it.
I think safety equipment should simply be purchased by the town.
Right.
And a personal like or dislike would be, you know, a different story. A personal pair of boots or whatever would be different. But your safety equipment, the town simply needs to pay for that.
Well, your boots are part of your uniform.
But
Yeah, and I would encourage everybody to go to your department head and say, okay, hey, I need these. Whatever.
We shop
Good. Yeah.
for our guys.
we really need.
Well, but
something
more
in
importantly, that you get what you
there.
need. 'Cause I think that's the spirit here. Ryan is saying, we want to make sure that if you need something, that you don't have to pay for it out of pocket. At least we can help a little bit,
Huge.
because we do appreciate everything that's done.
Is it possible to just include this type of a line item in their budgets for 2027?
7.
And just for all these departments, they have X amount of dollars based on the employees, and the department heads can manage it that way.
I don't see why that wouldn't be possible.
I like that idea. I think it'd be easier for you on.
Would that be easier, Yvonne?
Definitely.
Okay,
So
well,
then
No
we
re-
just,
no
the
receipt,
budgeting
that
process,
would
we
be
just
fun.
instruct our department heads to take their number of employees that work in the field or
Come with a
whatever,
recommendation or request.
and add a new line item
Okay.
to represent some.
well, let's do that then. Moving on, vacation and sick leave. This is another thing that this isn't gonna benefit people who burn their time, right? This only benefits people who are here, show up to work every day. So you can see the, scale here of how you earn hours and how you carry hours over and all that stuff. Basically what I did was, it stopped at calendar year 14. I'm gonna base everything, I'm gonna try to make it simple and just base everything off the eligible vacation days, 8-hour shift employees. We're gonna use that one for simplicity. It does adjust each one of the scale, each one of these columns here though. It stops at year 14. It says maximum of 40 hours, but it goes up to 160 hours there, which is 20 days. I increased that, I increased that to 25 days or 200 hours. So that gives everybody an extra week. So, and then, sick time, I believe, let me see what I did here. Calendar year, I increased that.
Calendar
And,
year, you increased that.
The amount that somebody can roll over their sick time, you increased from 20 to 30 days, or your suggestion is.
Correct. On page 21, in the event, the sick, basically, you could only roll over 20 days.
Then after that, you lose it.
Yeah, so I know from a very close and personal standpoint, if you have any kind of medical event and then you get sick later in the year, lack of a better term, you're screwed, right? So it only takes one major event to really tank those days. Again, the people that burn their time a lot, it's not going to benefit them. The people that are here every day and are able to save their time and don't have a lot of issues, this is going to benefit them. But giving them 10 extra days or letting them accumulate 10 extra days, in my mind, would help the employee out tremendously. I also changed, if an employee is absent, it says for 5 or more consecutive days due to an illness or injury, a physician's statement must be provided. I changed that to 3, and it says may be provided, or may be requested. So I've never worked anywhere where you could miss more than 3 days without somebody calling you and saying, hey, why you been gone more than 3 days consecutively sick? Not to say that, it says may be requested. So if a department head's feeling that their employee is just burning time to burn time or abusing it, then they can request that. Not to say they have to, but
So to clarify, in order for someone, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading this correctly. Currently, in order for our employees to even accrue 30 days, they have to be here for 6 years or 5 years with no illnesses, right? Because they can get up to 6 a year.
and carry over. So yeah, those have got to accumulate.
So in order for them to accumulate 30, does anybody have 30 days?
We don't know.
There's 2 of us.
Nyla and
God
Brenda
bless you.
have 20.
So in order to accumulate, what I'm saying though is just, I mean, these aren't employees that are going to be able to. These are employees that have been here for a while. To accrue that many sick days, the earliest you could roll over 30 days would be,
Correct. So to me, that gives you some incentive to longevity, right?
right.
And
We
to not
appreciate you
long-term.
being here 10 years and showing up to work every day.
Right.
And chances are, if you've been here 10 years, you've got a little age on you. So you may need those
He was throwing
extra
some
days.
shade.
No, I'm not. I'm being realistic. You may need those extra days for doctor's appointments, what have you, right? So again, this isn't benefiting the person who's going to burn a lot of time. This has been trying to throw a little, insurance longevity for the employees that show up every day and stick it out with us, right?
Currently, who's tracking attendance?
Chief is for
Jim.
everybody.
Jim,
No, Jim does everybody else.
Bob and Jim.
So I keep a deputy timesheet, but I also keep a separate spreadsheet that shows all my officers' personal time, vacation, sick time. And then I can tell you right now, when the guys get to the top of their sick time, it's almost a penalty for not getting extra time, because if you don't use your time, then you lose it. So you have very good employees who come in every day, work every time, even if they're not the most included rates, but they, in case that big day happens, they want to make sure they have plenty of time in their sick days. So this would all be more of an insurance policy, so we're still giving you their time.
Well, in my mind too, that it's important to take off. It's important for your mental health. In my mind, have an employee that comes to work every day and has a good mental attitude is a good employee.
Or is
Having-
mental health covered under our sick days?
I mean,
Just
if you
whenever
need,
you
if you need to take
determine
it,
it's
if
a
you need
sick
to take
day.
a sick day off or
If you're having a bad day.
yeah, then
You need
yeah,
a
call
sanity
it what
break,
you will.
take it.
Well, what I'm saying is, if we're going,
Damn.
I feel like mental health is a big issue in our community. But right now, the way that this reads doesn't leave. I mean, it leaves room that you feel like, hey, I want to take a mental health day, but it specifically says illness and injury. I mean, no, sickness. Why don't we just put mental health in there? If we're going to include mental health into the sick leave benefits, it should be in there.
Did you really mean it like that? You
I-
just think
I,
we need
I
a break?
didn't mean, you know, if you want to take a sick day because you don't feel right, call it mental health day, call it a sick day. I'm not trying to label it a mental health day. I'm saying it's good mental health to have a break from work, right? I wasn't trying to label it as a mental health day personally. It's to me, it's good mental health to have a break from work and have that separation, and then be able to come back to work with a good mental attitude.
Yeah, which is why we have personal days. I mean, all I'm saying is mental health is something that a lot of organizations are talking about. So I just want to define what we mean by sick days versus personal days versus the other days. There's lots of
What
days.
about the concept of getting away completely with sick days, vacation days, personal days, and just call it PTO,
PTO,
paid
yeah.
time off? And that way, it doesn't matter what the reason is, if it's a dentist appointment or I just want to go walk in the park.
So we recently did that. We recently changed all of our days into a PTO bank.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the complexities of how the town would deal with that. I think, boy, that'd be I like the idea, but I don't know how that would.
It's a
I don't know how
mathematical
we would-
equation.
In my business, I have miscellaneous paid time off. You don't have to tell me why you need a day off if you need a day off, whether
And-
you go
and
on
as an
vacation or
employer, I
whether
don't
you're
wanna
sick
know.
or,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
no, it's not any of our business. It's
Unless
really
you're
what
sick
it
3
is.
days.
Do we have
in a
any
row.
6-hour?
Yes. Employees,
Mhm.
the office staff is
Okay.
6 hours.
In my job, we have PTO and short notice days off. So our policy is, the PTO days have to have so many advance notice, but short notice days off are restricted amount before you get penalized in some way, shape, or form, because those are more like sick days.
And
But
that's how this was set up too. Your personal days
Yeah.
or short notice days. We've kind of, I think nobody really uses it
loose-
as such.
little
It's a little
loosey-goosey.
loosey-goosey.
that's okay.
But I think this whole idea of letting people roll over up to 30 days is just a non-issue. That's a pretty easy and simple change to make. And I think that for your employees that are dedicated and show up, I think it just might be a very nice thing to be able to roll over 30 days rather than 20 days. And, if people use those sick days regularly, it doesn't matter whether it's 20 or 30, they're gonna, use them as they need to.
So on here, 6-hour employees, calendar year 15 plus, it went from 120 hours to 160 hours. 8 hours, went from 160 hours to 200 hours. And 12-hour shift employees went from 192 hours to 240 hours.
How did those scale for you? Because I guess that's where I have
That's where I'm
my
at.
most questions is related to the scale that you're using. Because once you hit 15, you basically give both 6-hour and 8-hour employers the same amount. You get them both 40 hours and a whole extra week off. But it takes 14 years to get to 4 weeks. And once you hit 15, you get an extra week.
So I just used the same scale that they had and just added the 15 years plus at the end of
No,
it.
I see that, but your jump from like year 13 to year 14, right? That's 6 hours. And for year 15, you jumped from 120 to 160, so you jumped 40 hours in that 1 year.
The math isn't quite.
So I'm just wondering your scale. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I jumped 40 hours on this one, 40 hours on this one. Am I right there?
Well, you jumped 40. Well, no, but you jumped 40 hours in both of those. But the scale is maybe from left to right the same, but not from up to down.
Yeah, I
40, but
right, but here you're gaining 1 day.
I think
I guess basically because if you've been here 15 plus years, do you need to work another 5 years? Do you need to work to 20 years to where
this
I,
table is confusing as hell and a
It
lot
is.
of work. And I'm sure if we could simplify this, everybody'd be happy. My comment is it takes a long time to start racking up, but then
it sure does.
gets quick on the back end. But really, I mean, you work here for 4 years and
Feel free
Yeah,
to
2
work it
weeks.
however you want. This is what was in place when I came on board. I've not ever changed anything on it. To be honest with you, I've rarely studied it.
Would it make it easier? Could we just switch everything to PTO hours?
You can. You can do whatever you want. You're the town
I knew
council.
you were gonna say that. Why don't we do this?
You know.
Why don't we make a proposal
Why-
to change this, send it out?
Let's look
to
at it some
everybody,
more and
then-
let's table it again for the next
'Cause I think-
meeting and discuss it some more.
I know you sent this out. and
Yeah.
I was prepared, but what I wasn't prepared for is what way we could go to think about it. I thought about just your questions, not
I
holistically.
think the reason I jumped on that scale was because where I'm at, once you get to a certain year, it just kind of maxes out, right? It just kind of jumps in, like you earn your extra time, and that it is what it is. You're just maxed out from there. And I didn't feel like I mean, after 14 years, if you,
Well,
How
you
many
gotta be
weeks?
careful-
How many
where you
weeks
gotta
of
be
vacation do
careful.
you get?
What's the
well,
difference?
we switched over to PTO. It would have been 5, but we switched everything over to PTO banks.
So how many how many days do you get for PTO?
I have a bunch.
Okay.
So I just burned 120 hours and I still have 380 hours left.
Holy,
But
So 5.
But I
The hard part
I've
though
been
is
there
if they
18
carry,
years.
if they carry 160 hours, and then say you're year 16, you carry 160, you got 200 more coming. Like we're talking about somebody being gone for 2 months, over 2 months,
But-
before you get into the other pieces.
Well, and there is a maximum you're allowed to carry it over here, right? So it does.
Where's the maximum?
Oh, it's.
Well, you're-
without
you're-
asking
you
that
don't
date.
carry
proposing
the
to increase
vacation
that.
time. You can't,
I mean, on what you can get, yeah, but I mean, as far as paid out.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
so it's not like somebody's gonna leave here and you're gonna pay them for, 250 hours. Because we're gonna have to look at that.
Are you employment law?
But, I mean, we have
That's not
someone
very
who does
helpful.
it. I'm sorry.
Well,
If
no
we,
matter,
if we let somebody go, are we then responsible for their unused vacation
No,
time?
we clearly state that in this.
So we can, I get it, we clearly state that in this, but that's different than legal.
Oh, it's
no,
whatever.
no,
It's our
that's
handbook.
all, it's our
Yeah, if
handbook.
it's in
It's
your
our
policy, then-
employee
Yeah.
handbooks, all been
They
legally
sign that.
vetted.
yeah,
Employment
and we
contract.
have a company
Subject to
that gives
policy.
us really good advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Um,
don't just.
Hey,
make
as
it-
long as we're covered and we're thinking all the pieces, I'm good. But I do think we could spend some time in asking ourselves, if we were going to rebuild this, what would it look like?
Yvonne, can I volunteer? If you could send me this in a Word format, and I know at one
Uh-oh.
point there was an absolute war over getting our
No, I
own-
have it in Word format.
I will take a shot
handbook.
at trying to come up with the concept of PTO hours. I'll redline any change. I promise not to put any crazy provisions in there
I don't
like
know
I
that I can
might have
trust you,
done
Bill.
once before. We
Based
won't
on
do-
previous.
We won't do that.
To a desktop?
Well, we had some crazy provisions in our handbook that we don't anymore.
We don't.
Um,
But we can toss it around. Let's just kind of think through
I
this a
will
little bit.
volunteer to
Miss-
take the first step at trying to come up with a PTO concept. And so that at our next meeting, you'll have copies in advance, redlined.
Perfect.
It'll help the conversation.
So I took the complicated route, but basically what I'm trying to do is give an incentive, give incentives to the employee to stick it out with us and stay here and trying to make it a little better.
I
right?
think
That's all I'm trying to do.
what I'm hearing from everybody is we're on board.
Yeah.
We just want to either clarify it or make it easier.
Wordsmith it, just make it easier.
Because I would like
Fantastic.
to give people 3 weeks vacation before year 9. But we can talk through what that looks like.
So we,
What I believe we're going to do is table this.
Correct. Fantastic.
I make a motion, we table this until.
if it interests the council, we do have a partner that practices employment law, and we have brought him in with other municipal clients to kind of overhaul their PTO.
Can I
Or,
just get a copy of whatever
We've got a
theirs is?
contract. In
Yeah,
place.
let's see your
but I,
policy.
I would be happy to connect you all with him if that's
We've
something
got a
you're.
contract in place. But
Yeah, we have this contract with folks that do a very good job.
yeah, they created the handbook. They vet it. Everything goes through legal. It gets regularly updated. See all my little green. Those are all the things that
Those
need to
look
be
like St.
updated.
Patrick Day tabs.
We have a
Yes.
coupon.
Good to know we have that resource, though.
It is there. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
So there's a motion on the table from Terry to table this.
I'll second that.
Bill
We have a lot of
seconding.
tabling motion.
On the table.
Any continued conversation?
Yeah, how do we table continued Can't we just continue continued
Well,
conversations?
yeah, I don't think that, you don't have to move on that because it's just a conversation.
We're continuing it.
Then I'm
I'll rescind
approving the motion because I can do that.
Legal updates. I don't think you can do that, but go ahead.
Pretty sure I can.
Nothing beyond, well, there's one thing, we had a plan commission meeting earlier this evening. There's a desire to amend the zoning ordinance. After they do so, which includes a public hearing, it will come to the town council for ultimate approval. So that is set for March 18th. So look for that after that date.
I'll get the guy who wrote it on his typewriter to send it to us so that we can look at it before.
That would be helpful.
Okay. All right, department reports. We got a lot.
Let's talk to Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, we'll let you go first.
What do you got?
The sewer department has to go look for a sewer truck, shop truck, crane truck, whatever you wanna call it, mechanics body. We went Friday to a couple different dealerships, found a few on the lot. We figured we'd have to build them and wait 6 months to a year to receive it. There's one, the ones we found in Fishers, we were not really interested in. The one we found in Plainfield, there's the 2025 600 with a mechanic body crane. We're very interested. You have a quote from them for 175. They took some money off of it again last night or this morning, so I think that's like another $800 I want to get rid of it.
So if we wait till tomorrow morning?
It might be gone.
Oh,
So I will speak on this. I do know a little bit about these trucks. We just purchased one 3 years ago, a bucket truck, and I believe it was around 155, and that was 3 years ago. It was basically this truck, except it didn't have a crane and a bucket on it. Reading bed. This is they build good beds. This is a nice truck. It's well equipped. It's more than capable of lifting the pumps and doing the services that we need to do. And if we upgrade pumps, it's also capable of lifting those pumps. So It's very well equipped. You know, I would say if you were gonna own an excavating company, you would need an excavator. If you're gonna run a wastewater plant, you need a service truck to service that. And this is I think this is right up our alley. I think the price is right on this compared to what was paid 3 years ago for a truck that I'm very well familiar with. I think it's a good purchase.
Can Ethan drive it?
Nope, because
It's
you're
not
not a
that
driver
big.
with the insurance company.
Can
so-
I be put on the driver's insurance?
Can
Not
I,
tonight.
Steve,
Yvonne,
I
ahead.
have,
Why are you being such a killjoy tonight?
can
I
I ask,
know. I'm
Steve,
just so
you may
mad.
have mentioned this, how many quotes were received? Was it just one?
That's what I was about to ask.
three.
We had 3, I've been working on some others.
We did have 3,
but
okay.
They are not providing. And this one's on a lot, and we're not waiting.
As long as we got 3.
As long as you got 3, if it's over 50,000, 3 quotes.
Yep.
If you only have one
actually have the
respond,
quotes?
that's good.
You actually looked at 4 trucks, right?
I looked at, yes.
Yeah.
And we budgeted for this. So
And yeah, I
That's-
can speak on that if you'd like me to. My plan, and Kyle and I talked about this, I've also run this by Jarrett, would be to pay 50% of it from wastewater, and 50% would come from the Lit Economic Development Fund, in which we had budgeted money for this vehicle. And we had budgeted for the whole amount to be paid out of that. But I have a slightly different plan, because since it's mainly going to be used by wastewater, and a portion of it should come out of the wastewater funds, which we have the funds in the operating budget for that. It's not a problem. So if we split it 50-50, that'll work for both the budget and for the wastewater utility operating fund.
So let me ask, so if there was an unforeseen emergency, can we take money from the lit fund and transfer it to wastewater?
Well, you can't just transfer it, but
Because I'm concerned, because in the budget, we budgeted the truck 100% under lit.
mhm.
And I'm sensitive to taking money out of wastewater in case if something broke, how do we get money from other funds if we've taken money out for the truck?
if what breaks? You mean
Something at the wastewater plant.
that
But
will be
not break.
paid for by
Brand new.
wastewater. If something comes.
Right, but, and I don't know how deep that budget is.
Well,
If we take half the truck out of wastewater, then we're taking that much away from wastewater.
you have a healthy operating budget in that. I don't know that you need to be concerned necessarily about that. If there's a major breakdown in wastewater, you have a specific fund for that. That is aside from the operating budget.
Then why would we have budgeted the full amount of the truck in lit when we budgeted?
Well, in just a second, Bob will speak. And then I will speak to that, and then the whole picture will come a little bit clearer. I know that sounds kind of silly, but okay, so Bob also needs
Well,
two
let's just do
police
that.
vehicles.
Let's just do that. Bob, go.
Yeah, go ahead, help us out.
We also need police vehicles.
Nope.
All right. Well, that was quick. So my goal is, so we have budgeted 55,000 from Lit Public Safety for police pursuit vehicles. We're going to use that. We're also going to use 27% or $27,000 from the Lit Economic Development that we've already paid portion of the truck out of as well. We're going to pay for the lights and siren package. $20,000 is already budgeted in Lit Public Safety. We're going to use that. And then we'll need another, I'm estimating high on this, another $20,000. We can take that from CCD. That's already budgeted as well. I don't know, this makes no sense to people that don't deal with the budget regularly, but I can explain further if you want to. What this will do is this will leave 83,000 in the Lit Economic Development. Should we need another vehicle or another capital expense type purchase? Okay, so you had budgeted 200,000 in the Lit Economic Development for the truck we're using 90,000 of that for the wastewater truck. We're using 27,000 of that for the police pursuit vehicles. That leaves $83,000 in case we have another need for something big like that.
What's the police, so we've already approved that and we're spending that on this vehicle that we recently approved? Or is this a new thing? What is?
This is 2 new vehicles that Chief has
But
requested.
we budgeted for those.
We budgeted for that, and that's what I'm telling you, where it's coming from in the budget. So you have budget in different places for these vehicles. But since the truck that Kyle's getting is mainly used by wastewater, that money really should not come from your taxpayers' money. It should come from the wastewater people paying their monthly bills. So if we split
are
it
taxpayers.
50-50, it is, I'm sorry?
So they're taxpayers too.
They are taxpayers too, but the money, the funds are used and brought in a different manner.
You said that was gonna clear it up. It didn't clear it up for me.
I've written it all out. I can draw you a picture if
I
you'd
mean,
like. I've got it figured out. I ran it by Jarrett, and we're all good. And Jenny said it was
And I
okay
said it
too.
was okay too, so there
So
you go.
is that
Let's
good
just go.
enough?
But
No.
we've already budgeted for it in lit.
Yep,
I
They
can,
want to spend lit on other things too. That's the problem.
as an emergency-ish.
So they want more of a buffer in lit, so they don't
Can I
want
ask
to
a couple
spend all of
questions?
the 200,000.
Go for it.
Yeah.
How
the
much
buffer and
is
wastewater.
budgeted in
I don't
lit?
disagree.
inlet 200,000
And that is for what?
vehicles,
Vehicles. All the vehicles we're talking about.
vehicles.
Okay. So of that 200,000, how much are we talking about spending?
90,000 for the F600
Okay.
and 2,700 towards 27,000. I'm sorry, 90,000 and 27,000
I'll approve
for the
2700.
police vehicles.
We can do it for
So the
2700. How many lights does
27,000
that get you?
to the police. Okay.
Mhm.
I thought in lit it said 200,000 truck.
A truck, a vehicle.
So it wasn't
vehicle.
generic vehicles, it was truck.
So that's 83 left there.
It
But
does,
27 doesn't, hold on. 27 doesn't pay for 2.
no,
Police
the other
vehicles.
55,000 comes from the lit public safety that's already budgeted for a vehicle.
Which is budgeted for 55,
Uh-huh,
which we're going to use that complete budget for that.
yes. And then you also have 30,000 budgeted for a police vehicle in the CCD fund,
Which
out
we're
of
going to
which
take
we're
all of
going to
that.
use about 20,000, and that would leave 10,000 in there. What I'm looking for is to leave a little buffer in the budget where we can.
I'm tracking what you're doing. Can I use this 83,000 in lit if I need to for wastewater?
No,
That's where I'm at.
I get it. I'm trying to.
If
Not
you
swing
for-
for the fences
but
here
you
for a
shouldn't need it.
the
What
other.
do you think what would you need it for? Like a new pump or something?
I don't know.
There's
I'm trying to answer his question. But if
there's money in wastewater for that, should you need a new pump somewhere.
Which incident?
yeah, from my understanding, they carry a pretty healthy operating fund.
There's an operating fund, there's also a fund
Yeah.
specifically for the significant repairs like that. What this does, it gives you, since it's just February, I don't want to deplete the full budgeted amount. Especially not since it's specifically used for a vehicle that is 90% of the time or 95% of the time going to be used for wastewater.
If
Part
we
of the funds needs to be paid for.
if
out
we
of
have a
this.
police cruiser get crashed and we have to replace it,
You
we have
can't.
insurance.
Hopefully there's insurance.
You're going to have insurance.
I understand.
Hopefully.
I understand that, but that 83,000 could be used to replace a police
Yes,
vehicle.
and that's why I want to leave some of that in the budget because you don't know what.
Because
is
there
gonna
wouldn't be
happen.
there wouldn't be money to replace a police vehicle if in lit public safety because that account would be too low.
There's money left in lit public safety.
Not enough to replace the police vehicle.
Not if we take it all for a big wastewater.
You're worried about a wastewater problem, but
It's
what
not.
he's calling out is if you have any other problem.
Yeah,
So it seems like the wastewater has a bigger, healthier operating budget.
It could absorb that.
It could absorb that.
yes.
The, anything else can't. I guess
Your
it's,
tax money, the lit is not.
I guess that's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, I see both sides of it.
I'm trying to make it so that, being that it's February, if we have a police pursuit vehicle that gets crashed and we get partially paid by insurance, but we need to replace it with a whole new vehicle, there is money in lit in order to do that. We have money available. It's just February. If this was December and we'd buy a truck and we'd have $200,000 sitting in that fund available for it, I would say, okay, we can use that. But being that this is February, we got to make all this money last the whole year.
It makes sense to me with the analogy she just used. If it was November, December, you know what I mean? I wouldn't worry about it. But it does make me a little reserved about spending all 200K on the truck and the truck only and depleting that account and not having anything in it.
And
Even though we budgeted for it, I understand that.
But a
This is a little
50-50
bit-
split is a very
This is
fair
a little
split
more
in this
creative
case.
way to do it, so it leaves us
It
an
gives you
out.
flexibility that you need.
It gives us all flexibility that we may need.
Oh, I want you to have the flexibility.
Okay, thank you.
Lit, paying for sewer utility infrastructure is covered. I see 6-3.6-6-9.
Just stealing my job here.
Dang, bro.
Google, bro. All right.
So,
So what we're
Was that 6-7?
no,
Oh.
I wish I would have done that. So to bring us all back together here, 2 police cruisers. I imagine they're Tahoes,
No, that will be Dodge Durangos,
Dodge Durangos.
which are,
size SUVs,
which are financially a better option,
$15,000 cheaper.
Okay, between
and
two
I
of them,
appreciate it.
Yeah, for Tahoe and Durango, $50,000.
50,000.
15.
Oh,
And we've already ordered these, or you want to order these?
Now they're on hold on the lot.
Because you are proposing that we buy them
Closing them down
right now.
as soon as possible.
How many cars do we currently have?
I have 2 in the shop.
are we trading any in?
Yes, that
The
old
Taurus.
Taurus.
So this is actually a great time to talk about this. This is something that we need to kind of get a grasp on as far as an equipment list on what the town owns and getting on some kind of replacement schedule.
That's why it's in the budget. We talked about this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, street department, sewer department, these are things that we need to be conscious of. Granted, this council, you know, it's 4 years and out, right? Unless you run another 4 years. So these are things that we need to, you know, the baton's gonna have to be carried by the next councils to make this work, but we're gonna, you know, we can't replace trucks every year or at the same time, because they're gonna get on that same cycle again.
I mean, we are.
Well, it's because
We
we need to
a
adjust that
schedule.
going into.
Right.
We waited.
Right?
It was 2 years ago. We needed 3,
Yeah.
and we said we need to spread them out.
Yes.
So, but with some careful planning,
Yes.
that's all possible. We planned for this year. This is all a good, solid idea.
Yeah.
You'll just have to approve it, and if you disagree, let me know.
So
But
how many
I
cars do
think
we have? Besides we have 2 in the shop.
One for each
One for each
officer,
officer. And we have
2 which are in the shop.
2 backups. So we have 10 now. We'll go to 11 for the new officer. And then have 2 backup pool cars. So we'll have 9 total active vehicles and 2 pool cars.
Of which you're getting rid of.
Get rid of one.
11 total.
Should be 11 total, is that correct?
And how many officers are we up to? How many officers? We have 9.
I think you have 9 active vehicles and you have 2 pool vehicles, one of which you're gonna trade in, or you're gonna purchase 2 new ones.
So you're still gonna have 11.
So we're gonna have 13?
No.
I don't know. You guys keep saying numbers. I don't think you know how many vehicles we have.
I think there's a reason you sit over there and the numbers are over here.
All right.
So, you have 11 now.
They need 4 hands back there to count all of them.
Wade only has 7.
So you're gonna have 12.
Not certain reason we can't.
Take your shoes
Take your shoes off. We got time. This is the longest meeting we've ever had, so you might as
We'll
well.
have them all counted out. Mark them all and count together.
There is no need to rush
I
now.
think when it's all said and done,
Yes,
Oh,
That's including yours.
including
yes.
That's, yeah, that's about.
Can I borrow one on weekends?
How many do you have?
yes.
How many do you
I'm
have?
sorry.
2. This will make 3.
Make 3 unless we get rid of the train truck we have now.
And so,
So if we could put that in a spare or switch the street guys around a little bit so he has a train or.
so I would propose to keep that truck. It's pre-def, which is a bonus.
great,
And I
too.
believe the street department could probably use it to help pull signs or, just whatever they need it for. It floater truck, it's just still a good running truck. It's got
And the
a bunch of
trade-in
rust on it.
value
but-
is lousy.
What's that?
The trade-in value is lousy.
Yeah, $2,500 and we'll keep it for that. So, and we can use it as a plow truck.
Yeah.
So it's smart to keep that truck.
So you're gonna end, if this is approved, you'll end with 3 trucks or 4 trucks?
3.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go just jump right off the diving board. I'll make a motion that we purchase the truck, we purchase the 2 police vehicles, and I'm gonna leave the
However, your
budgets
bond
and
says.
line items and funds 100% up to Yvonne.
You rock.
That's my motion.
No, they're gonna be counting for a hot minute. All right, Bill made a motion to approve the F-600, the 2 police vehicles, and associated equipment with those.
I'll second.
So Bill made the motion, Ryan seconded that motion. Is there any more discussion?
I have a question.
Oh, no.
Fine, I'll look at something else. I won't ask. We can move forward.
No, ask a question.
No, I'm good.
We're here.
Were you saying that just to?
No, my curiosity was, what is the standard for? Is it? I mean, we got 9 officers. Is 12 cars standard for 9 officers?
Yeah, for pool cars, yeah, 'cause the ones going down are in service, if you're jumping in another one. Like I said, right now, 2 of them are in shop, so our pool cars are gone. So it's more of an insurance policy to have those backups.
I would strategically place the empty backups along Main Street.
No, we need to put them over in the neighborhood up at Copperstone.
Put one in my driveway, put one
All
wherever
right.
people speed.
Move on.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Fine.
Aye, and all those opposed? All right. Yes, please move forward with the proposal that we just talked.
And put me on the insurance. Just go ahead and do that preemptively. We'll see what
Chief, you
happens.
got anything else?
Ugh.
No.
Ah.
First off, Officer Wagner now has passed phase 4 of our training program. He is scheduled to go May of 2026 to the police academy for 16 weeks of fun.
Woo-hoo.
Fun.
Yes.
Spread your
Good
wings
luck
in
to you.
it.
Sweet. So one thing I sent emails to everybody about possibly adding an additional canine to the program. And this would be done at a very discounted rate for us. One of our officers currently has a canine that's certified narcotics dog. He came from Valparaiso. He took a year sabbatical for running his dog. The dog needs to be worked. He'd like to get the dog back in service. So we have an agreement for $1 a year. We will pay him to use his dog. The only thing is we will be responsible for health insurance for the dog, food. So really it's a win-win for the town and it's another canine on the street for us on an opposite shift of the other canine. So all the officers will have the opportunity to have a narcotics dog on their shift.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the additional of the K-9 unit as presented in our materials by Chief.
I'll second that.
I'm giving this one to Terry.
Dang.
Motion made by Ethan, seconded by Terry. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, that passed.
Next,
You good? Mr. Poole?
I'm gonna.
We're not going back to Yvonne. She already had her time.
I don't have anything except for executive
I-
signatures.
I'll sign that as soon as. Sorry, man. I should have signed it for you before. I couldn't let you go. Yvonne?
I have something for Steve.
Oh,
Street light on East North Street. Is that you or is that Jim? Who does the street
Is
light?
it a Duke Energy light? Okay.
It's number 262278.
Is that the new one? That's not the new one.
No.
that's a-
Anybody?
To
278.
278, I already got it. Anybody can let Duke know. You just go on the Duke's website
That's
and
all
you
right.
say
I'll
light
just pick
out
'em out
and
I'll tell you.
anybody in the world can say, hey, this light needs attention, and it'll get taken care of.
Well, that street is totally dark right now. I mean,
Okay.
as of 11 o'clock last
We'll
night.
take care of it, Steve or
And
Brenda or I
It
can.
really could use another street light because it's a very dark street.
that might be the tricky part, but getting the existing light,
You want me to call them and try and get another one?
I mean,
No,
they're-
I just pick them out and tell you. Thank you for putting the four-way stop sign back up on Mill and Depot. I know that was knocked down. That's all. Thank you.
Dare I ask, Yvonne?
I know you may not want to. I got the renewal for insurance, in for liability, cyber, workers' comp, just the whole package. They actually didn't go up as much as I had anticipated. So, in one of all of my papers, I wrote down exactly how much we went up, but, between 1% and 10%, these things went up, and I've got the new bill, and I'd like to, unless you would like the insurance company to come and present to you what the costs are, which I don't think is necessary, but if you would like to, we'll have them come and speak. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and
Do you
process
feel
them.
comfortable with it?
Yeah, I
Is it
do.
in
I don't
budget?
think there's anything out of line. The reason why some of it went up is we added another vehicle, a newer vehicle, and
Well, it's just
workers'
gonna go
comp
up,
went
right?
up mainly based on.
four more vehicles.
What are you saying, Ethan?
We're adding
He's
He's on a roll right now. He's slap happy. I'm trying to keep us moving. So,
So-
we're budgeted for this.
Yes.
No issues
we're all
there.
good.
You're comfortable
Yes.
with all of these things. Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay, that's all
I'm not
I
gonna
had.
ask which fund.
Nature.
Yeah, there's one, insurance in the general fund, that takes care of it. But yeah, workers' comp went up, but not because we had issues, workers' comp went up because all our.
Everybody, yep.
Yeah, everybody had a little increase,
Yep.
so,
Good thing we can
Yeah.
buy them.
Okay, so you need a motion to approve that.
if you would like to.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
I'll second.
Bill and Ryan, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Goodness. Anything else?
You don't have to ask that.
No, Yvonne, you good? Okay,
I'm sorry. What's
you're
that?
good?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm
Nothing
good.
else.
Public comments, anything? 5 people.
No, sit.
Come on.
You can. He was joking.
My name is Jason Jones, and I'm the Sugar Creek Township trustee of the South 600 West. I got to here to many meetings as I possibly can. Listen to you, all the different days, mental health, this and that. How about the term protected time off? It could be used for anything. Just an idea of a thought process for you guys to have your reflection. Always place. We just had this chat initiative with his wife, gave us this evening at our council board meeting, statistical numbers, what all's going on, so I'm glad to hear that we're able to make the $1,500 donation. I think the statistics went, and Chad probably hears about it all the time. that's a couple of other topics. I think, what about a capital asset program that would include the
We already
years
have
of
that.
service and everything else?
We have
You guys all get on the same page as far as what needs to be replaced or something. It gives better practice. That's all I have.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason.
And
Anybody
we
else?
have a capital asset program anytime you want to see that, and we can print out reports. Jenny is the capital asset queen,
Jenny is a capital asset.
Yeah, thank you.
a small one.
Council comments. Better not be long.
No, it's not. I appreciate the Duke Light at Depot Street. I'm done.
Okay. I have no comments. Bill?
Keeping in a theme that I started at our last meeting, I want to congratulate the 5 state qualifiers from the high school wrestling team and wish them luck this weekend.
Thank you. Terry?
I want to wish Ethan happy birthday. He's the only one with a February birthday, and I got him a big enough cake last year that should last the next 4 years. If
That's
he
good. Yeah,
tries
it's
to
still there.
freeze it like a wedding
I
cake.
still got it. Yeah.
We should do that. That'd be fun. Ryan?
Happy birthday, Ethan, and I would like to send out thoughts and prayers to the Beech Grove officers that were involved in the incident a couple days ago. Just terrible situation. So that's all I have.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ethan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.